Hello, I'm Derek Diane Johnson. Derek's the mouse name, Diane's the fem name. So, today's video, I'm just going to be talking a bit about why I think Madoka Magica is extremely overrated. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying it's a bad show or that you should never watch it. Again, I actually do think it has some really good elements, and the spectacle on this thing is worth seeing at least frickin' once. But with that being said, yeah, this show just really isn't good when you view it as a story with characters, because the characters are there are only like a few actually interesting characters, and and most of the characters get killed off the second they begin to get interesting. Kyoko is a good example. At least I think her name was Kyoko. It's a good example of this. As well as Mami. Mami was somebody who had basically begun to regret making the magical girl deal as she began to realize that wasn't as glamorous as Kyubey had essentially left out. She was somebody who had never really made any friends and was trying to trick two girls into making this Faustine bargain because she wanted to make friends. And deeply was regretting it. Especially that scene where she's talking to Madoka about how this isn't all it's cracked up to be and how lonely it is. That's a really good scene. She dies right in that same episode. And yeah, like, it's a pretty shocking death that does help to set the tone for the rest of the episode, but you can be dark without killing characters off, and Saya and Madoka are both freaking boring, okay? I know this is going to piss off some people, but it's true. And Kyoko, again, we get her backstory about why she's so amoral, is that, you know, she made the wish that people would listen to her dad's message, and when he heard, he went nuts and slaughtered her family, then killed himself, leaving her the sole survivor and making her take this nihilistic viewpoint. Which again could lead to a really interesting character arc, with her learning to, you know, see that morality can have a place. It could even make for some interesting philosophical, you know, commentary. But she dies in that same episode along with Sayaka. Here's the thing, I've seen a lot of people talk about how they love this because of the depiction of depression, which I'll admit is actually, I can kind of see why. But I don't actually give a shit about most of these characters enough to actually care about that aspect. Here's the thing, I've battled with depression and other mental illnesses myself too, but and I can understand, but here's the thing. Yuki Yuna as a hero does this way better because we actually get to know and care about the characters and see their everyday life before it gets ripped away callously. Fu having a breakdown. Again, you see how much Fu cares about her sister, how much she works, how much she just loves her, so that when you see her having to come to terms with the fact that she is at least partially responsible for costing her little sister her dream, when she finally breaks down and just can't take anymore, when her friends have to calm her down to keep her from going and destroying the Taisha because of what they did to her, it hits like a freaking dump truck to the heart. I never had those feelings watching Madoka Magica. Sure, it's a bit sad that these girls are dying, but here's the thing. They're freaking blank slates with the backstories of the weeks crafted onto them that don't get fleshed out or explained well enough to actually care. The only really characters I actually found kind of interesting were Kyubey and Homura. Kyubey the villain is actually quite complex, as, again, he's not evil, he's just doing what he sees as the best for the universe. He's incapable of seeing humanity as special due to feeling emotions, because on his planet, that's just called a mental illness, and pretty much everybody is incapable of feeling emotion. Humans in this world are seen to be the only ones in the universe who can feel actual emotion, at least on this level. Which, while it may not make a lot of sense, it does bring up an interesting question. Is it better to sacrifice humanity for the sake of the universe, even though they can't enjoy their life as much? Or is it better to keep humanity and let the rest of the universe fade? Which is a point I'll give in the favor of the show, but here's the thing. Even in the end, when Madoka's made her sacrifice, Kyubey still... Actually, that was the movie. Okay, I was getting confused there. Sorry. And to be fair to Madoka, it's not the worst of these dark magical girl shows. I'd honestly say that freaking Magical Girl Raising Project or Mahou Shoujo's site would take those honors. But here's the thing. And Homura is actually shown to have basically made the deal, but again, she's shown having to basically have gone back in time multiple times to try and save a friend, only to see her die horrifically, which caused her to go from being, this kind of shy, weak, demure, nerdy girl into basically forcing herself to be a badass. And the show does try to make her look like she's the bad guy at first, but again, it gets revealed that Kyubey is basically kind of this Lovecraftian horror in a cute mascot package, and that Homura was always trying to save Madoka from making a mistake. Here's the thing. I think this show could have been so much better had they not killed off the characters. Let the characters live. Let them suffer and actually come to terms with things. Maybe end it with them rebelling against Kyubey. That would have been so much more interesting than what we got. And to be fair, and look, the animation on the show is spectacular. The music is fucking phenomenal. But those things do not make a show good. Here's the thing, I'm capable of, enjoying philosophical think pieces. But Madoka Magica didn't wanted to be a story with characters, which is why I can't really enjoy the characters, so I can't fully enjoy the show, at least not in the way it intends. Honestly, had it just been like Serial Experiments Lane, just gone full, philosophical think piece, or had it just been like Yuki Yuna as a hero and went full, story and characters, not to say Yuki Yuna as a hero doesn't have themes, it does. I actually think it would have been a lot better. I know a lot of people are going to get upset at me for insulting the glory of Madoka Magica. Look, just rewatch the show with open eyes, with open mind, and see whether or not you agree with this video. Bye.